Live League Game of the Day. Featuring Sarmentine as Sonja versus Noobplaine as Jess.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another lively game of the day. Today, folks, we are playing on a map called Utsunomiya. This is a triple base airport and comm tower supported matchup with a whole flippin' large amount of terrain. Folks, terrain. There's going to be terrain and there's going to be tactics, but we got no Lash here today, folks. We got Noobplaine and Sarmentine as our players today, playing as Jess and Sonja, respectively. Now, this is going to be one of the matches of all times, folks. This is going to be one of the matches of all time. I can already sense it's going to be good. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. We're going to find out together, though, folks. But as we can see here, we have corner base deployment. That is what we have here today, folks. We have 3 bases up here, and we have 3 bases down here, and we have an airport right here, which this base is going to acquire. This base is going to acquire this airport. Once those are acquired, folks, it is pretty much going straight, folks. Going straight. Not really anything out of the ordinary with this one. There's not really, I wouldn't say that there's necessarily too many properties that I would consider that are extremely contested, I guess. I would say that the corners over here are probably the most contested. I mean, obviously these guys right here are kind of contested right here because you're in range to cap and interrupt at the exact same time over here, folks. But aside from that, this guy can't go over here and interrupt over here and vice versa over here, folks. So I don't know how this one's gonna play out, folks. I think it's gonna be a good old-fashioned case of advanced walls. A little bit of tactics thrown in there, folks. That's the terrain tactics. So it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see how it goes. Without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and see what went down in the Live League today. Getting a lot of error messages on the site lately, folks. I don't like it. I don't like error messages. I don't know if it's necessarily the site or if it's just the plugins I have, but error codes. But you know what doesn't get error codes most of the time? Standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It's the number 1 priority in Advances by Web. Number 2 priority in Advances by Web, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe for all that hot Live League action. Now, we're going to just do a little switcheroonie here. Make the armies face each other. Now, normally, I'm not really super into using noir clips as the army in question because they are a little bit difficult to see. But Noobplaine, aka Flappa, over on the Discord, he's a notorious noir eclipse player. So we're gonna do a noir eclipse just because, and that's the only reason. So if anybody's got any problem about it, you know, I'm sure I'll just hear about it later. But that's about it, folks. That's the only reason. So let's carry on with the carnage, folks. It would appear like we are moving black boats. The other thing about this map, folks, is we do have a pre-deployed black boat. Not really too much is going to happen with this black boat, to be completely honest. You do have the ability of loading and unloading onto the mountain and able to get into the center pretty quick. You have the ability to bring the black boat up here, getting a booster right here, so you're able to acquire this property right away. Aside from that, it's more or less it. To be honest, it's more or less it, folks. That's all you're really going to be able to do with it. So let's see how this one progresses. I like Noobplaine's little move there, though. I think that's probably the best thing because you do want to get those contested or at least semi-contested properties right away. So, very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm capping some more properties here. Noobplaine is sitting over at 6,000 funds per turn. Bloop. Right on the mountain, folks. Did you know that you can go on a boat and then instantly leave the boat and be on top of a mountain? Facts. Facts, folks. As long as you have feet. You can't do it if your feet are tires. Alright, got the first tank of the game over here, folks, from the Sony player Sarmentine. Not to be confused with a sardine. He is Sarmentine. Ain't no fish over here. No fishy business. Alright, got the tank over here from the Noobplaine. Little difficult to see, folks, but as you can see here, boom, that is a tank. He's right there. He's feeling about like that right now. He doesn't quite know exactly what to expect. He doesn't know how long his life expectancy is, folks, but it is a Jess tank, and that is one of the strongest tanks in Advance Wars. Jess may be a tier 4 CO, but her tanks, they're not tier 4. They're like tier 2 tanks. They're better than base, folks. They're incredibly base, but better than base. There we go. Alright, acquiring the corner properties right now. Got a tank chain. Little tank chain going. And now both players are now at the position where they're going to be able to bust out a tank every single turn. They have acquired the threshold necessary in order to do so. 9k per turn on a triple base. Sonja, though, on the other hand, Sonja kind of wants copters. I'm not going to lie, folks. Sonja is a copter kind of player. Oh, it did a damage. Cool. Yeah, Sonja likes copters, you know? She mostly likes copters because of counter break. Counter break is very good. I mean, she likes tanks too. I mean, both are good, but Sonja definitely thrives on a little bit of copter play. Her tanks are kind of a little bit lackluster when attacking, mainly due to the decline in defense, or decline in luck damage, more so is what I'm talking about, and the increase in defense terrain. Now, air units, they don't have any defense terrain, so you don't really have to worry about it, folks. But also counter break with a battle copter on Sonja is very, very strong. The only thing you're going to be able to do about that is bust out an anti-air. That's basically it, folks. Can't do anything else against it. Nice position over here from Sarmentine, keeping the tank into a strong position over here. Very defensive, very safe. You love to see it, folks. You love to see it. Alright, Blackbolt definitely getting some use here, folks. 4 tanks on the field now from Sarmentine, and Noobplaine, 3 tanks on the field. Going to be able to bust out 2 tanks this turn, folks. Like the legendary 2-tank turn. Oh, it's a work of art, folks. It's a work of art. Let's see it happen. Is it going to happen? It is going to happen. At least in this matchup, the one thing that is kind of nice for Sonja is the fact that Jess's infantry are pretty bad too. So I would say that her infantry are basically on par with Jess infantry at this point. So, you know, you got that to look forward to, that's for sure. All right, got an interrupt over here. Ooh, see, this is what I'm talking about, folks. That's what I'm talking about. This is the kind of interrupt power of Sonja. This is what you're dealing with over here, folks. So that infantry did about 3 damage. That's what I'm guessing. It did 3 damage. It took 5 in counterattacks. So, yeah, that guy is doomed. But we got the anti-air on the field. Oh, it did 4 damage. And it did 5 in counterattack. That is insanity. Absolute insanity, folks. Like, the sheer massacre that infantry like had. Oh, man. That's a rough one. That's a rough one for sure, folks. All right, 3 properties being acquired up north over here from the Sarmentine. Gonna go capture the property once again here. Retreat to 6 HP. Clear the 5. And now we got ourselves a game, folks. We got ourselves a game. 15 properties right now. Brings the tanks up north. Very good tank position. Double arty build over here. There we go. All right, we got some artillery on the field, folks. We are going indirect over here. Noobplaine, anticipating the battlecopters, though. He has built the anti-air, so he doesn't have a second artillery, but anti-air, folks, they are the slayer of infantry, I will tell you that much. Alright, retreat and going in for the attack. So foregoing the capture of the property here and going for the destructive power of the tank on the city. That is a strong tank. Strong tank indeed. Capturing multiple properties now, sitting in 19 properties per turn. 20 properties. Oh my god, 20,000 per turn. And this is when Jess starts to get into legendary territory over here, folks. This is where you start to get close to the position where you're going to be able to bust out 3 tanks every single turn. And when you're playing as Jess, that is a Nice position. That is a good position to be in, folks, where you're able to bust out those 3 tanks per turn. But the other thing that Noobplaine, aka Jess, has decided to do over here, folks, is we do have a battlecopter. You might have missed it, folks. There's a battlecopter on the field right there. He is ready to go. We're going to say bat C. Ooh, I don't know how to draw a bat. Little cute eyeballs. There we go. We got a bat, folks. Halloween's just around the corner. All right. Let's see what else we got going on over here. Got a recon. What? What's a recon doing here? Why is a recon even on this map? Doesn't make any sense. This isn't a recon map. It's too late for a recon. Why would he even bust out a recon? This is madness. Absolute madness, folks. He's breaking the meadow over here. We have no idea what he's doing, but he's doing something, folks. And that infantry up north took a lot of damage. Took about 60% damage, or 40, 60. Took 60% damage. Sitting at 2 health, folks. Now Sarmentine's going to be able to acquire 3 properties. +1. Oh, wait. 3 properties +1. Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. That's going to put him at 21. Going in for the double attack. Doesn't get the clears, but is sitting at 21 properties per turn, folks. That's triple tank territory. Triple tanks. That's what Advanced Wars is all about, folks. It's all about triple tanks. Now, one thing that Sonja could potentially do is she could go heavy on the indirects and make it very difficult for Jess to even push up into, you know, like her territory in general, but I don't know how heavily you want to rely on indirects against Jess, because Jess is able to break your lines. She gets the tanks in there, folks. You know, she's going to be doing tons of damage, so maybe it's okay on certain maps. I think this map wouldn't be too bad for indirects. There's tons of terrain, which actually make indirects really, really good, folks. So, say, for example, if you set up a line like right here, boom, 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 that's like 2-star terrain all around versus 1-star terrain. Tanks aren't going to be able to one-shot you over here. The only way to really one-shot you around this is to either get a mech, send him right here, attack a line, or get a copter, send this guy over here. It's the only way you're going to be able to break that line, folks. Or maybe just with a co-power or super, you know, if you have infantry in the front lines, but probably won't happen. Probably not going to happen, folks. I have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is it's Noobplaine's turn, and it is day 10. He's sitting at 20,000 funds per turn. He's got 58,750 value, 24 units to Sarmentine's 69,450. Nice. With 21 properties per turn, 1 comm tower, and 26 units. 2k left in the bank. Whoa. That's not what we meant to do. Let's go back a smidge here. We're going to do this 1 move at a time. Tank moves up. Going to be acquiring a property. It looks like that property is finally going to be able to go through as well, so that's very nice. Going in with the tank anti-air combination. Definitely a riskier play, but manages to get the clear, so that is fantastic. Leaves the anti-air exposed, but, you know, doesn't have any air units, so doesn't really matter at this moment. I'm very curious to see what this recon is going to do, folks. You know, I was trash talking to recon a little bit, but you never know. Maybe the recon is going to be the MVP of the entire game. We have absolutely no idea who the MVP of the game is going to be. All I know is Sarmentine has found a way to slip a tank over here. He's going to be getting a shot on this infantry. Let's go ahead and see that happen. Boom, does 80% damage right there. And that means that this tank is now officially trapped. He's trapped. He's not going to be able to go anywhere, folks. Could potentially bring the artillery up here in order to deal with this guy in the long term, but unless you can actually set it up so you can fire next turn, might not really be worth it, folks. Might be more worth it just to send this tank over here, or the artillery over here, and defend the front line. That might be what you might have to happen. Folks. Alright. Ooh, battlecopter. That is an immediate counter to that tonk. That is an immediate counter to the tonky boy up there, folks. Alright. Now, unfortunately, this is a breakable situation right here, and I think maybe with a co-power. Let's see what kind of firepower we're dealing with a co-power, folks. So forget a Jess co-power in the mix here. That is definitely not a Jess anti-air. Ew. That's actually super dangerous, folks. So the anti-air is an immediate break to the situation over here, which is far more scary than I even considered in the first place, folks. So no matter what you like, this guy's that's breakable. That is entirely breakable. But is this breakable? This is the question. Oh my god. Okay, wait, no. With the co-power, it's breakable right here. So if Noobplaine finds a way to get a co-power, he can maybe break this. But the only problem is you also have to break this tank. There's no way to break this tank, folks. There's no tanks in position. Currently, the only tanks on the map is right here, and this is right here and here. The ones that were freshly built. There's no other tanks on the field. So he can't break that line. This is a safe line right now. Safe. Indeed. Let's carry on here, folks. I need to double click this button. There we go. Alright, infantry moving up. Alright, so not really too much happened that turn, folks. Sarmentine just did a little shifty poo. He shifted the units down south. He's got a very strong position down south now. Shifted the units into the mid. Brings the tanks to position. He's currently actually sitting at 5 tanks on the field to Noobplaine's 4. Noobplaine's got a battlecopter. Sarmentine's got a battlecopter. Let's see what he does. He's going to acquire property, folks. That's 21 properties per turn. That is the amazing triple tank territory, folks. We are in triple tank territory now, folks. So we are going to be having ourselves a jolly old timey-o. Now, one issue with this position up here is it's definitely possible for a Sarmentine to retreat this tank, bring this tank forward, sort of bottleneck this, bring the battlecopter forward, attack this, and then bring the artillery right here. Artillery on the comm tower, for instance, right here, folks. That is an incredibly strong artillery. That is going to be able to do all sorts of mayhem. Sarmentine is going to have to bust out either a anti-air or more battlecopters, though, because these battlecopters are coming, folks. Noobplaine's got 2 of them on the field now. You know he's planning on causing violence with those guys. He's saving $400 in the bank for tomorrow. That's going to be his lunch money. In the meantime, Sarmentine's got 25,600 funds. Oh my lord. What is he going to buy, folks? He's not going to buy a soiled one, is he? Is he going to be buying a soiled abomination? No, he's going to be buying a bomber, folks. This man is absolutely based. Look at this bomber. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, big, bulky, beefy bomber. That's what we got, folks. Classy boy of the sky has arrived on the battlefield, and he is ready to go. Now, let's see what kind of massive advantage this bomber will give a Sarmentine in the short run here. Doesn't really have a whole lot for anything else, folks, so he's probably just going to bust out the triple infantry right now. Boom, boom, boom. Get him on the field. 32 units, 30 right now. Noobplaine definitely shaking in his boots right now. The bomber has just arrived on the field. He's only got 21,000 funds. What is he going to do against it, folks? This is big, beefy, bad territory over here, folks. And his comm tower is being threatened also. However, he does have a co-power in the bank, so he's going to be able to make that work in the short term for him. So let's see what he can manage to do. He's going to make the battlecopters snipe out an infantry. Get a free kill. Get a free kill over there, folks. That's what it's all about. It's about finding free dudes. He builds the mother blipping missile. He builds the missile, folks. The unironic missile is here on the field. What? First we get a recon, now we get an unironic missile. This missile, is this missile going to be able to take out a bomber? I don't know. Is he? We're going to have to find out, folks. Have to find out. It's only day 12 right now. It builds the anti-air as well. That's like 3 immediate threats to the bomber. This bomber, he thought he was going to be able to just walk all over this front line here, causing massive damage. But now he's got to think. He's got to worry about his future, because there's a missile waiting for him, folks. There's a missile waiting for him to appear. 33 units on the field now from Noobplaine. 106,150 value. But let's see if that's going to hold up by the end of this turn, folks. Sarmentine definitely, like, once he pops that counter break, folks, that bomber is going in. And if it can stay out of missile range, it is going to cause some havoc. Some absolute havoc. Taking a strong position to attempt to snipe one of the cities away from Noobplaine now. And retreats. Can't be pushing up into that, folks. Can't be pushing up into that. As stated before, folks, I believed that from the start, this was going to turn into a wonderful little game of advanced walls, folks. Sometimes you get these maps that are a little bit stally. You know, that's okay. This one's a little bit stally, but it's not completely stally. There's definitely play that can happen as long as you make it happen before the advanced walls reaches its like climax of reaching top to bottom of the map. As long as that doesn't happen, you're probably okay. But the missile is moving in, folks. We got an attack, got another attack, 2 attacks. Gonna be attempting to snipe out a property down south now. Both players are trying to steal that corner property, folks. So it would appear that that corner property, as predicted, is the most contested property in the entire map. I just want to see. I want to see this missile, man. I want to see this missile. Is this missile going to be getting some stuff done? Oh my god, the recon is in the middle of the map, folks. It's in the middle of the map. What is it going to do? What is it going to be able to do, folks? Sarmentine snipes out the infantry with the artillery. Based artillery fire, folks. Going to be join capping up north. Interesting. Oh. That is a lot of units. That is a lot of units. Oh, second bomber. Second flipping bomber. All right, folks. All right, we're gaming. We are flipping gaming. I am all for this, folks. We got 2 bombers on the field. Not a single classy boy. Not a single classic classy boy on the field yet. But we got 2 bombers. And the bomber is my second favorite unit. It's a wonderful little unit. Wonderful little tool for destroying your enemies, folks. But one thing that can destroy the tool for destroying your enemies is another tool for destroying the tool that can destroy your enemies, folks. And that is a fighter. Noobplaine built a fighter last turn. Terrifying. Somehow we managed to save up enough money to build 2 tanks and a fighter last turn. So I don't know how he did it, folks, but he did it somehow. So let's see what he manages to do here. He's going to be a double tap, and oh, he attacks with the infantry and the tank. Infantry first, then tank. Interesting. Very interesting. Doesn't push past the that position there too far, though. I think that's a good idea. You don't really want to be playing into artillery range that much. But like on second note here, like look at the range of this missile right now. This missile covers this entire front line basically. Like there's almost no place for a battlecopter and or bomber to rush in and just cause massive damage. Like this the missile is good. The missile was a good buy. Based missile indeed, folks. All right. Further interrupting the capture down south, but this guy, oh, he's sitting at 10. Okay. Further interrupting the capture down south, folks. Bringing the artillery up slightly more north onto the city now to cover the tank, but that doesn't cover the tank from artillery fire, so that's not gonna like hold long term. Okay, Sarmentine, he's going for counterbreak. He is 100% going for counterbreak right now. It is painfully obvious that this is definitely the plan, because you wouldn't really want to bring the bomber that far north unless you're going to be counterbreaking. So he's definitely counterbreaking right now, folks. So let's see if he can pull it off. There we go, folks. Sonja counter break. 23,000 funds to play with this turn as well. Both of the bombers are moving far north, and everything's just going. Everything's going now, folks. We are pushing in. We're pushing in. We got the advanced walls and going into day 15. Noobplaine could potentially counter right now with the overdrive, but will he? That's the question. I'm very curious. Is he? Okay, so he counters with overdrive. But what a curious situation, though, because he's going to be hit first. Let's see. All right, so one shot to tank. Moves in with the battlecopter, so that's what you got to do in this situation. Moves the missile. Moves the fighter. Pulls back. Goes in with that recon. That recon getting a little bit of value now. Very nice. Oh, it takes the first strike. He takes the first strike so he can get 2 strikes in there. Ooh, those tanks definitely took a lot of damage, folks, but he did injure that front line. The bombers are not going to be able to push in with this missile, though, folks. Folks, the missile. Oh, my God. More anti-air on the field. Going for another capture. Sitting at 10 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock as well. But Sarmentine down to 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Definitely been using a little bit of the time on the clock here, folks. Does manage to snipe out a battlecopter up north. Continues the assault on the infantry down south. Now, because Noobplaine has been forced to retreat the infantry and restart the capture, he's not going to be able to acquire this property anytime soon. But as long as the threat is constantly there, it's going to force Sarmentine to always use an infantry to interrupt. And the bombers are forced to retreat. Unfortunate, folks. They are forced to retreat because the missile is just too flippin' powerful. It's too strong. It's absolutely too strong. It's the strongest missile in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. I don't think anybody's ever seen a missile this threatening in their lives. And we have actually surprisingly seen some pretty good missiles over here on this channel, folks. But this one takes the cake. This is the strongest missile I've ever witnessed. Goes for the very kind of relatively lucky break on the tank. So that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice indeed. Oh, and now he's moving in. He is moving in, folks. Noobplaine, he's going in. Oh, he's using the fighters on the front lines. This missile is just inching its way closer, folks. Every single turn, it just gets a little bit closer. If it gets any closer, folks, it's just going to be able to straight up base lock, airport lock that airport. Sarmentine's never going to see another air unit in his life at that point. Is he going to be able to destroy the missile? The bombers have 4 counters right now, too. 5 counters. 3 anti-airs, the missile, and the fighter. And he's got nothing that can contend with the fighter at the moment. The fighter is the second scariest thing next to the missile. The missile is definitely the scariest thing right now, folks. Oh, and Sarmentine doesn't really, he doesn't like have a whole lot of, okay, so he's gonna counter break. Does he have the, oh my god, wait, hold the phone, hold the phone, hold the phone, hold the phone. Oh boy. All right, okay. Those, okay, they're, all right. Okay, all right. Scary. All right, we got a second counter break, folks. Is it gonna be enough to hold back Noobplaine, who just popped the power? We'll see. Alright, snipes out the infantry right there. Gets another infantry. Built a battlecopter. Another tank moving in over here. Gets the shot on the artillery. Takes the first strike against the tank. Oof. Oof. This missile is just constantly shifting around, forcing these bombers to have to retreat. Unfortunately, Sarmentine, you know, he built the classy boy of the sky, but this missile, he hasn't been able to get effective value out of these bombers yet, folks. And down south, it's just another shifting turn over here. And he's just playing with fire, just sniping out infantry over here. But he is, oh, that is, that's danger. That is danger, folks. There's an attack. There's a fighter attack right now on one of the bombers. Now, would you sacrifice a single fighter just to take out one of the bombers? Yeah, I would. I would personally, folks. Oh, he doesn't get the break. Or does he? Oh, he gets the break with the infantry. Ooh. Super scary, folks. Oh my god. Oh my god, he got one of them. He got one of them. Alright, that fighter is doomed now, folks, but he got one of the bombers, and that's like one of the most important things here. Down south, just shifting. Oh my god, he built another one. He built another one, folks. There's another fighter on the field. Noobplaine, triple base skips to get another fighter on the field. Like, what is this? What is this madness over here, folks? This absolute mad lad. This man can't be stopped. He can't be stopped over here. He's got the Sarmentine's got the mech chains going. The macho mechs are on the route here, folks. But then he builds the soiled abomination. It builds it. The soiled abomination is on the field. He's out of time, folks. He's got 24 seconds on the clock. That's all he's going to be able to do. And Noobplaine just walking up here. He's walking up here. He's going to be sniping out one of those cities right now. He's going to get it too. There's nothing. It's nothing that can stop this infantry from being able to acquire that city. Absolutely nothing. Pops the mid-turn super. Oh, he gets the one shot. What is this? Oh, he attacks the anti-air. Ooh. Oh, and the missile. The missile. The missile. The missile. The missile. Folks. The missile. The missile has acquired the target, folks. This game is airport locked, folks. We're not going to be seeing another air unit. Sarmentine. The bomber dream is over. He's not gonna be able to build another one. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate for Sarmentine. Really rooting for that bomber, folks. But I'm also rooting for the missile. I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. That missile, man. He's out here causing violence. Builds the missile APC and then resigns, folks. Wow, what a game! What a game from Noobplaine and Sarmentine. Both of these players are actually phenomenal players, indeed. Noobplaine is just, you know, like missiles, folks. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, folks. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Take care and buy a missile.